It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave us for him. Oh yeah, Iris gave us a postcard with, please let these two investigate, along with a coin. There he is. Okay, go back. I wonder if he says anything new. Or, never mind. I have a present for you. Wait. Now what I pressed. Well, or did, but by accident. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I can't do British accents. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? From me? From her ladyship? Wait. Is she royalty? Her ladyship? Get out of here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously. But it's a lot more than that. Well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is. An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... Sorry, my nose. That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me, every time! I don't know what accent I'm going for anymore. Yes, of course, Inspector. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, her using my name without me say-so does make me the butt of a lot of pleasant jokes, but still. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. It says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, little knife-wielding, mustache fellow. He lives right in our old hovel. It's just over here. Look. The one with the bike? And what? Oh, right, the window tax. I remember Virgil mentioned it. I was about to say, I thought all the windows were bricked off, but then I saw this one. It looks pretty visible. On the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up. That is nearby indeed. It's literally across the street. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb. Garadeb? Bedireg. Trying to see the pun in there. It might be a Sherlock Holmes reference, because I'm not saying a pun. Garadeb. Carry debt. Right. Well, if you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, yeah? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector. We will. Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. If she's secretly the Queen of England, I swear to God. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? My nose. Definitely. Let's go. Ooh. Sorry, I just noticed a song. Is it Greensleeves? Never mind. I heard the da-na-na-na-na, and that was some sort of Greensleeve song, but my ears are bad. How do you get a cannon in here? Hello? May I help you? Yes, would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb? Indeed it would, sir. And what may I ask? Who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here? Oh, is she happy? No, she's not. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. She's like a wilting flower. Like, yay! One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb. What's that on the floor? Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It's gonna get worse. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Is Garadeb a butler? Well, I'm not sure I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb, we'll see you now. This way. He's like a crescent moon! It's like a flower crescent moon. What the heck is it? Wait, I can't? I could have sworn this would be out of place. Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. Oh no, me naked! What could be behind it, I wonder? I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Him! Maybe let's not, Mrs. Sato. I think the maid's gonna head us off with a cup of tea. Him! Wait, is it like moon and sun? That portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames containing photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well? Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. That can't be sanitary or good for the tea. Oh yes, seems to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket. Seem to come back? What do you mean? The chap who runs the place is a bully wizard! What? Went in to sell him something and he came out with that thing! And in point in fact, now I think about it, I'd rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. Now if you excuse me, I need to sip my tobacco tea. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to the requirements. Susato-san doesn't pull her punches. Or throws, for that matter. Wait, did I miss something? Find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. Oh yeah, this. That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on a very grand banner. Yeah, it's displayed with pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight. What, that old thing? Sorry. I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bully thing out of my way. Is bully the old-timey phrase for bloody, like bloody hell? So it's just been polished to shine by accident? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. For distinguished oh, it's a participation trophy. Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Tobacco tea time. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles. Are these just... Oh wait, no, these are scenery. Are those more... Oh, I thought I was looking at the the portraits. No, I'm looking at the giant goddamn bullets. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous. I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? Ah, those old things? I don't know, trying to keep changing accents on this guy. A couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Accidentally? Became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore, that incident. You deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately, exactly. I'm just gonna give this guy a normal voice. They're only, well, normal for me anyway. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what, exactly? Yes, well... Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Ouch! Also, her name is Joan? Oh no. Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Maybe reconsider throwing them away. Or moving them to a lower spot. The uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing? Pah! Not much better than rags, really. Oh? Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. How old are you? But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Nostalgia? Sentiment? Okay, 33. Oh yeah, 44. 3, 4. Wait, 5, 4, 3, 1. Oh, we don't know her age. No, gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying about, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Speaking of leaving the past, why is this here? That's a full-size cannon. What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica. That old thing? Bah, that's a little more than a toy. Sorry. The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. And you're using it as, like, a clothes dresser? Or clothes hanger? Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon around the house. That big of a cannon, though? Really? It isn't overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world's gonna throw at you next, boy. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadeb? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrels, you see. Like, oh, like it's, like that. Then they dry very well in the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. It would be a lot lower if it was hanging its head in shame. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garadeb. Do you enjoy reading? Nope, hate them. Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book and some tobacco tea. Or opium tea, depending on what, like... I believe in this time period they were smoking opium? Oh, there's a copy of Rand's magazine here, I see. I don't. No doubt Mr. Garadeb enjoys the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, too. We don't know that yet. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. Can we... Actually, shouldn't we stop calling him the great detective since he sucks? This window looks over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road, investigating the crime scene. I almost said scene crime. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Does the thing open at all?
I should underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
Sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner will go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
Seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Something broke here? Wait, everything broke here! Look at this crockery on display. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? I'm more worried with all the stuff that looks broken. Like the shattered pot, shattered thing in the background, light bulb, rocks, and either spider webs or broken jars. Although the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Oh, that's a cute animation. Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at. There would be a giant hole in the wall if that was the case. Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. Death by candlestick. This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason. What? Are we looking at the same thing? It looks gold to me. Well, gold and either mahogany or just red. That old thing, yes. Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really. Gimcrack. Used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. Art commission? I know it's old. Hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses somehow. Of course. Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it? They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. I still don't see how this... It's not... Okay, maybe the lighting is making it look red. Not a sad food. Oh, look. What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? It looks like someone has half demolished them to me. Okay, either Joan had a bad day, or maybe she has an apprentice.
Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you see. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadev's custom to take 2 cakes with this tea.
That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Oh no! Her pot! Can I call... I know her name is Joan, but I'm tempted to call her Mrs. Potts. Because she's got the squishy face and the teapot.
Oh, naturally. And it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whenever Mr. Garadev doesn't eat, I say to myself,
Joan, you shall have to tidy it up. How magnanimous of you. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From this point of view, I'm seeing only 8. Okay, if I is there anything else that needs to be analyzed? Good day to you. John Garadeb at your service. John and Joan. Either way, sorry. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He is a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years... I was in the Battle of May one, don't you know? But then I took an arrow to the knee. Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from the service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine. Oh yeah, with the cane. Sorry, I'm suddenly wondering if they had wheelchairs back then. Yeah, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor. You're on the second floor?! Like, now I think about it, I probably should have known it was the second floor, or not the ground floor, because the window. I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so? Ryunosuke, to be fair, I tend to exercise 5 days a week, and even I get easily winded going up and down the stairs. I think it all depends on what kind of workout you do. Well, Mr. Garrett, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it's nothing. The medal's just a folderol. A folderol? Just for show? Is that what it means? I wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. She just leans. Joan, fetch them! Dash it on, woman, be careful! Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir. Oh, wait, wrong voice. You jolly near took the skin off my hands!
Why shall be more careful, sir?
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. What kind of tea is in there? Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right? Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. Only too pleased, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blightly. Blightly? Briar? I was wondering if Blightly was a nickname for Briar Road, since they sorta kinda sound similar. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Again. First the first case, now this. Even had some famous detective poking. Herlock Sholmes was here, wasn't he? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. I almost said all that detective bullshit. Oh, but you have a copy of Rand's magazine here, so... No,
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. Gee, I wonder what else is unsettling. About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garrett, please do tell us, how old is this dude again? Okay. I already know her first name. Why is she still listed as maid? 46. I thought he was older than that. Like, I was thinking 50s or 60s or, I don't know, 80s. Also, quick beverage break. Also, the nice thing about the way the picture looks small, like when they're small, it looks like Soseki is suspiciously eyeing Iris, like she has that weapon, she's gonna shoot me. Ah yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Just 1 week? So we moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below. The first floor room became available a week ago, you see. There... Joan, are you okay? Dash it all, Joan, do be careful!
Oh, my goodness! I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion.
Oh, her cheeks are so pudgy.
I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Oh? Why?
Because he's not white!
Is that what she's gonna say?
He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written all over his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan.
Joan, that man is in trouble. Sooner or later, he's gonna do something untoward.
And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man? About the man at all? Sorry. She's like a balloon. She keeps deflating.
Yes, oh yes indeed I was.
And she's dying to tell us. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Do you notice anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh, have you noticed anything all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes! The man was shakier than an orchid.
Could you elaborate?
Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with a living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to the old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else goes to bed.
Could be jet lag, or whatever, the boat lag? I wonder what the old-timey phrase for jet lag was before jets and airplanes were a thing.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. I've never known a Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Ah. What's the hour difference between the UK and Japan? Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Is she in charge of the entire building, and not just him? I understood that neither of the lodgers live on the floor of the house. Is that correct? That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and street level. Is our first floor and street level not the same floor? Also, Joan, are you doing something you aren't supposed to be? Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? Precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Oh. Good grief, Joan, be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. It seems that the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time? The window? Yes, we've noticed that window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadev household. That's pretty early. Then again, I'm so used to eating dinner late, like around 7 or 8 p.m. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside around already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as tobacco tea? Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well... yes? Was there something then? Wee! Sorry, I'm just waiting for the tea to overflow. For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing!
Oh, dear me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Is she... okay, is she intentionally doing that? Whenever he tries to let out certain information? Do be more careful, woman!
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Narrow Hollow. Yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory. As far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garadeb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a traveling matter, really. Nothing of... Joan, what is... okay, Joan, what is seriously going on? Do you know something you're trying to keep him quiet?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Are you gaslighting him or something? Yes, nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garadeb.
What is the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what? I wish I knew. If we could get him to talk and move her out of the room. Or get rid of that teapot! Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly, just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak? Yes, told me that's his name. Had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we already had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean. Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. We know we'll find anything to help us in this case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can that we can lay our hands on. Shall we? Yes, and while we're there... Susato, I know you're a huge fan. I know you're a Sholmes fangirl, but I'm really not trusting this guy. Like I did before, and I'm not gonna trust him now. Oh, sorry, just got a silly idea. Wait, no, I can't present! Damn it, I was gonna show my patch! I'm curious what she says about all these different places. The office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grandstone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend it an air of authority. Scene of the crime, it's a fairly wide street that easily accommodates carriages, lined on both sides by tall brick townhouses. The prison cell where the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is being held. It's quiet and the light from the candle is dim, but there's little chance of sleeping. Home and office of the world-famous great detective and his young companion Iris. It seems people from all over the globe come to engage his consulting detective services. Suite on the top floor of the Garadeb household, occupied by the landlord... Wife? Where is the wife anyway? Can someone marry their maid and the maid would still do maid duties? Wait, the window looks out over here. Oh, kitties! He has a cat! Oh my god, he is. Kitty, 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 kitty. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Also, I feel like... I don't know, I feel like the bricks might also be locking in the smell. But more importantly, cat! I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, 2 cats. Number 1 and number 2. It's so dark in here, too. Can we look at the cat? Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. It could have been because of that window tax. Also, can we look at the cat? So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true. But according to Mr. Garadeb told us, he's hiding in the books. The great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Look at the cat! Look at the cat! Look at the cat! Kitty! No, come back, kitty! Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after the books while his master is away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike. Was it calico? Or is that the term? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Kitty, come back, please. You made this room better. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, doesn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Yore books or your books? Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. And the date of purchase was 2 days ago at 4:45. That's the date of the incident! That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Okay. Depends on... Okay, unless that bookstore is right across, like, just the next door. Picture of Monsieur Lecoq. Meal for Gabriel. Sorry, Gabriel. Canterbury Yearnings. Sum of 2 shillings. Okay, I'm not sure these are real books, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe like the Canterbury Yearnings is a parody of Canterbury Tales. I think that's what it's called. And the picture of Monsieur Lecoq or Lecoq, I don't know, might be a parody of the picture of Dorian Gray. What else? Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So, really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on in a fit of whimsy. That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. How does he get air in here anyway? I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely tiring. Trying. And tiring. What else? Is that Okay, I couldn't tell if this was like a burlap sack or a jacket. Also, that's a lot of trash. Wait, wrong thing. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them, in English. It looks like the waste paper basket's so full they've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. What's this? Oh. Kitty, come back! Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. Until you have to grab one book, but it's in the center, and you think you can get it, but then the whole thing topples down. A bad dream, maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. So reading is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. Tea ceremony? I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. I don't know too much about that. I'm supposed to look into it. Also, for Sasato's case, I would say that this room would be a dream come true if the bricks over the window were removed to put like actual glass, allow more ventilation, and maybe some more actual shelves to put the books on. Kitty! Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that maneki neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. You're the one who was shoved into a suitcase. Are you forgetting the enormous Dharma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? If memory serves right, was it, like, the color of the cat? Like, if it was a gold cat, it would be for maybe stores and restaurants, but if it's white, I can't remember, it was just beckoning, like, good luck. You mustn't say such things. I didn't say anything! Exactly. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? What else? What else? What else? There he is! Like, we didn't see him at all. We were just standing here, and we didn't just look a few inches to the right. Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Aha, there he is. Where'd he appear from? Is there a maze of books behind there? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Sorry, trying to think. Ah, you two, good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we have met? You don't recognize me? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Bordia. Please sign my kimono. Yes, of course, the Bordia. And let me see. What's happened on that voyage? You don't remember? It was Kazuma Asogi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake. No! Well, there was a snake, but not in the way you remember it. Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to remembered vague. Susato, set your standards a little higher, please. This is Mr. Oh, no, my dear madame, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Is a brain attic full of rats? Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I stopped the matter in no more than 30 minutes. You got an innocent man thrown in jail. So I apprehended Soseki-san in that short amount of time. I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little. It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. Either your brain attic is full of rats or it's microscopic. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom used, you know, from an adventure titled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madame, I should only be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Well, for one, Mr. Soseki Natsume, he really hates you right now. What am I present in this? Present? Ah, the receipt for the books our astute Japanese friend purchased. I uncovered that yesterday morning. A marvelous find, wouldn't you agree? Yes, the work of a truly great detective. What a scatterbrained individual he must be to have left it behind. Curiously, there was no mention of this publication. That's your big hang-up. I mean, not everyone in London buys Rand's magazine every time they visit a shop. How odd indeed. Okay, I like this dude's design. Like the hair, eyes, and this whole look, but his pompous attitude, can we fix that? Like, please tell me he gets a character arc. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, how expertly you slipped that into the conversation. Susato, please. Oh, I'm glad you agree. Detective stories can be great works of literature too, my dear fellow. What do you think of this map? Guess he hasn't seen it. I must have silence. It is of these first importance where I am. Oh, sorry. Cloudly changing to fair, perhaps. We're in the throes of deducing the weather. Let's start from top. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I have not the slightest idea of what? Either this guy has brain rot, brain loss, or a doppelganger. I can't believe he was looking Susato squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I'm not merely feigning it. How? What's the phrase, like, where everyone can read your mind? It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. How? I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. That doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. A man seen fleeing? That's pretty gosh darn vague. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question, which I just threw in your face. Don't you think Mr. Natsume... So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then?
Why the hell did you get him arrested?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. Your faculties? What about his? However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Bibliophily? Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, 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 no. Oh dear. Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man, whose whole head looks like the moon. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is in the services. It was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is... service? I didn't think it was that funny! I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer. How many books are in that one book? Or maybe she has a dozen, like a billion books in her sleeves. And so conversely, whether or not a household employee's a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwellings therein. Betoken their social standing? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of such... I heard somewhere that this word is kind of frowned upon, especially in terms of Semitism or anti-Semitism. Household employees, enough staff constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb. Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. I mean, he's right. Either he's hiding something intentionally, or the maid is making him hide something by constantly spilling the tea. Pun not intended. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means. Did you see a cat? This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody. Timing. Phrasing. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. Ah, but sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? Window tax. No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window. Of sorts. But it's been completely blocked off with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Yes! Thank you, Virgil! Even though you're not here, thank you! Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows? Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust. Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light, eat the rich. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. So I guess it's taking a while to get these removed? But its legacy remains, as you see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous. It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price, 1 penny! Or halfpence, if that exists. Because the room is so awful, I should think. How much would it cost to get a group of people to just smash the bricks down? Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm curious too. Can the cat come back? Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remember that? And not his name? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly too. There's a bit more to the story than that, buddy. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes. Trust. Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it. Did he? Thanks! My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. But I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Nope, I just wanted books and a cat. Ah yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are 2 facts I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room. And there are witnesses who swear to have seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing.
One more thing!
Sorry, Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Karadeb, Mr. Sholmes said as much as before, didn't he? Speaking of which, when Gregson said there was a witness that was a couple, like part of Scotland Yard, who saw the whole thing, was it them? Or is it 2 other people? Anyways, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to the case. Mr. Naruhodo, as yet our investigations have uncovered nothing that could establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Can the cat come back? Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Ta-ta! Busy man indeed. He's gone back to the book in the corner of the room. Oh, he's back there again? I thought he left. Okay. Are we just gonna break into his room and see what's behind that screen? Damn it, they're here. You pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Ah yes, rings a vague bell. All that little detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Don't spill it on me. Wee. Now then, why don't you tell me what? Oh, tea time, woman. Will you watch what your bolly will do?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, well, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you would be so kind. Oh yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance. Now I think about it, I never really got a chance to look at the chair he's in. If it's an actual wheelchair, just a regular chair. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you can see yourselves out. Okay, so it's just a regular chair. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us in the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. He's right there! He's looking at us! How did you get there? What's he doing over there? You were downstairs! Mr. Sholmes? Ta-da! We meet again, my dear fellows! Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service.
Whatever were you doing by the window?
I'm given to watching the evening sky as it sets, madame. Yet sadly cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Can you tell me what was behind that screen? Well, he's sweating. Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Me? I thought perhaps he might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Oh, deduction dance? If it is a deduction dance, I'm not too good at drawing like dancing poses, but now I want to draw their little deduction dance as a tango. That or some sort of waltz. Wait, he's not talking about, is he? I didn't expect to go through that again so soon. Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Let's conclude the matter before tea time. Mr. Garadeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear for me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Kitty? Is it the cat that left? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's sweating buckets! Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Schultz's conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. We're in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning. I am the king of beasts! Sorry, for a second it looked like there was fire coming out from the teacup. And I only know too well the wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, let's boogie! Once again, Hairlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Okay, quick beverage. The game is afoot. Whoop. Sorry, I dropped something. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Part of me is thinking maybe it's the cat that I saw earlier, but I know cats are capable of destruction, but like this? Thus we are faced with a question. What form might this beast take? What's he? The lion statue? Is that what he's looking at? Ah, for a man with a military breeding. Your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. Okay. I thought maybe he was glancing at the lion statue because of the cat, but if that's what Mr. Sholmes is looking at, then I am definitely wrong. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A face that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? And in the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped in from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. Sholmes, do you have any idea how big a lion is? What happened to your face? Wait, is that why you... Okay, the scratch marks aren't there. Well, whatever that thing is, it isn't there. But it would explain why he won't look directly at me. Living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well...
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Are you gonna say she's the lion because her little head cap looks like the mane? Ooh. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam? Is it in the teacup? No, it'd be a little too small. Plus, if that thing is full of, like, boiling hot tea, there was no way an animal would survive in that. Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Dress? I didn't even... Okay, it wasn't shown... I don't think it was shown earlier, but now I'm curious what those are. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising the circus show. Is it the... Oh god, is it the ancestor of the very big circus? Ah. Yes, though you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb. At Batty Circus? A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. Can we go there? And also, what's that on the floor? You sold the savage lion star to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. Also, Sholmes, did you not notice the big black stain below the screen? I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion, and that's all bullshit. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
How will a lion fit in this tiny...
Now, Mr. Gardeb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Tara, hey! How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing alright. I'm sorry I missed a good chunk of the radio show you had yesterday, but I saw a little bit. Oh, also what's going on here is that I'm with a Sherlock Holmes wannabe who thinks this guy is somehow housing a lion in a teeny tiny apartment room. Or, not apartment room, house room, I think? Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Sholmes, I caught a glimpse of his face, that's what's happening here. Oh yeah, memories also... Yeah, something I didn't know, I didn't know that on your show you play Smash Bros. And I think the other game's called Overcooked. Like you play the games and you have the audio broadcasted. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. Herlock Sholmes was more like Herlock sure is an idiot. The strain of losing something so dirty was clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, clearly. But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. What are they looking at? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills, what? I'm pretty sure it's something... They might be looking at something else, like a little further on the floor. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Oh, the goggles. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yeah, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Okay, one, Tara, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, this would give me your explain a lot, I'm sorry. Two, hopefully, I'm not good at the voices, but hopefully I can try and make it a better experience.
Unimaginable?
Finally, you pointed out. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over here. Oh, okay. I thought it was some sort of like maybe something spilled, but it looks like one of the candles burnt the carpet. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Okay, judging from where she's looking, I'm guessing whatever it is that hurt his face. This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the very answer neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the entire state of the card, we know it's the candlestick, you dunce! Also, Earlier it was, Naruhodo saw this and said there were about 10 cakes on it, but I only saw 8, or I think 6, or not the number, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it is 10.
Ah,
There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman? Charles? If they have no bread, let them eat cake. Okay, one, I think there was some sort of historical evidence that Marie Antoinette didn't actually say that, and two, there's the context. Like, even if this wasn't an actual quote, the context behind it, dude. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. Why would you feed a lion cake, dunce? I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet.
Why would he?
The teeth marks and those are burns. A perfect match for those of a lion I once saw in India. Okay, if this is a dance of deduction, this guy is constantly stomping on your toes. Can I fix his shit now? Thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of this beastly puzzle. That's pretty much how I feel right now. What is the matter with you, Joe? You're scalding hot tea all over me. For the 7th time. I've lost count.
Ow. Ow. I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. You're sure they're sharp because they're pretty dull, like your brain. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Tears over how wrong you got it.
Ew.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deductions just now, they were shit! Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room this size? That's what I've been saying! Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realm of common sense. Wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt. Or worse. Yeah, also, there was... I saw, like, little videos sort of going over the... Like, one of the most I think the most dangerous film ever made, which involved a family. They thought they could coexist with lions. But unfortunately, it didn't really work out too well because the lions completely destroyed their home. And that's what I'm thinking here, like aside from completely destroying Garrideb and his maid, the lion would have ripped this entire room to shreds. Ah, that's where you're stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. It doesn't work! There's no... One, and I'm pretty sure the cannon doesn't work. Two, even if it did work, there'd be a giant hole in the wall. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Yeah, you gotta give him water. Ah, my dear Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, can't refuse hide. You're talking about a lion! Oh, what? Susato, please! Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it! Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. We don't even know whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, I have to fix your shit! Uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. Also, who knows? Maybe it is linked to Mr. Natsume's case. That's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning. I'm gonna have to be your dance instructor in this dance of deduction. Of Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reading Spectacular. Revised edition. I think I've already read this. Blab. 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 Wait, okay, either he's looking away because he's looking at something else, or he was trying to hide the part of his face. Okay, here we go. Let's fix this shit. I really didn't see the line thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garradeb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yeah, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? My guess is the little stray cat I saw earlier, but it might be something else. We must follow Mr. Garradeb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. What else is here? What? Oh, it's a big cat, I think. Wait. Oh god, for a second I thought that was a cat. Because I saw this, I thought it was a paw. It might not be. What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garradeb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. Oh, how unfortunate. Something must have happened something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Is there anything else I can look at? I don't... I don't know if this is it, but if it's not the photo, maybe the mortar shells. Like, maybe they were put somewhere earlier, but then they fell and they had to replace it. Damn it! Damn it! Behind the lion's statue on the mantelpiece, almost deliberately hidden from view, is a photograph. I've never seen what happens if you get this wrong. Also, let me... Wait, is there a way for me to save? Like... If I get to examine in detail, I can show you the whole answer. So I'm pulling an shit there. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruto? Just following natural progression deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is you did not have a turn for observation of a deduction. Did that hurt? Yes, a lot. Okay, let me save, because goddamn. Blab, 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 blab. Investigate thoroughly enough, we ought to find the answer. Okay, if not the photo... These are shells for the cannon, are they? What a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Garadeb from his time in the army. Of course, he mentioned a battle to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said that he'd been shot in the knee. He took an arrow to the Perhaps it was one of these that hit him. If a round that size hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it. Or Mr. Garadeb, for that matter. Mr. Sholmes has a Persian slip. Wait. Oh, that's... Oh, never mind. This man has spent shells. Perhaps it's customary in Britain to display rubbish? These are the only 3 things. Wait, shit. Take that! What the fuck is it then? Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna reload because I don't want, because I feel kind of stuck and I don't want to lose all of my little chances. Okay, the only clickable thing... No. Mortar shells, the statue, a photo. What else can it be? This is the lion statue Mr. Sholmes picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if he did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. Nah. No! The only way that would happen is if if you were like on some sort of, I guess, what's it called, I guess a safe habitat, or like one of those little safe places for wild animals, and you're one of the zookeeper or person keeping track of the lions. Like the videos of lions, like sort of roaming around in their natural areas, and humans, maybe a human they're familiar with shows up, and the lion's all, "Hug me!" I think that's like a mouse trying to tell his family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is somewhere else. Is something else. Is this really all I can look around for? Like, I already looked at this. What the hell else can I look at? Wait. Oh, come on! What can I... I know I already looked at the photo, but can I flip it over? Not the mortar shells. Let me look at this again. Maybe I can move the cursor? This must have been Mr. Garadeb was still in the army. He seems to be carrying his rather stout bride effortlessly and beaming a smile at the same time. I suppose he was very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now. He's as thin as a rake. The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all. but no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower. Are you being fat-phobic right now? Oh, dang, it is huge. Yes, that's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower.
Take that!
Yes! Thank you! Thank you! The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit.
You just said lion!
Okay, so the maid is his wife? Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garadeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured... Oh my god, okay. What if it turns out the maid is such a huge klutz that during around the time of the attack/murder, the maid was doing her thing up, in her room when all of a sudden she screwed up something. It involved an item flew out of her hands, out the window, and onto the target/victim. You can still make out her mighty arms and know that considerable horsepower. Ew! Indeed. Surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. I can't tell if this is either fat-shaming or saying someone this portly must be absolutely ripped in terms of muscles. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garadeb. Yeah. Oh, he got slapped! The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well,
I think? I don't know if this is new dialogue, but... Okay, so it seems to be old dialogue. Poor fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well... I don't know how to feel about all this. Is it body shaming? Or just she's not fragile, she can, she's very strong. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garadeb anywhere. My nose itches. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. Was Mrs. Garadeb the one who was attacked? A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder if Mr. Garadeb's wife could be. Whee! Sorry. I think I can get another look at the pocket. Can I? There certainly does appear to be a circus handbill poking out from her pocket. Patty's Circus. Currently performing in a park not far from... It's McGilded Park, isn't it? You don't think... Surely Mr. How? Sometimes it feels like Naruhodo has all the brain cells in this party, but sometimes it doesn't. Mr. Naruhodo, how could you even think of such a thing? I was only joking. Besides, I would have gone with, do you think he fat? Every now and then, these two share one brain cell that kind of works, but then other times they just throw it out the window. That's somehow worse. Wedding ring? She's wearing a very large ring. Look. Oh yeah, it's a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means she's married. It looks like it's on there for life, too. Dingus! That's something to think Mr. Naruto not— I almost said Naruto! Mr. Naruto not to say. Do you know Mr. Garab's wife in the photo had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? Really? You have a great memory for these things. Large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Same person, maybe? Wait, what was the question? The beast's current whereabouts. Also, can we look at this thing on his face? We can't. Dang it. This has to be it.
Take that!
Yes! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. Forge is identical to the one shown on the hands of Mr. Garadeb's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garadeb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garadeb herself. Oh my word! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is the wife, yes. My Joan. Rather let herself get... What is... I hope you get burned even more, because she looks fine! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has pride, don't you know? Are you... So is your wife dressing up as a maid to make you feel better? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Oh no, how sad. Like, woe is you. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. By the way, do you have any tobacco tea? I would love some. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. I would love to see Sholmes travel to current day modern time to 2023. Say that to everyone and see how that goes. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Garadeb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garadeb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Is she okay with it? Tip-top secret, please! Now, Mr. Garadeb. Oh. It's his face! A face! Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garrett is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Scholz, Mr. Garrett's pain is tangible. What could that pose of his really signify? It's his face! Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by someone's hand. Also, assuming Mrs. Garrett did the slap, she's got muscles for days. Mr. Garrett is slapped on the face hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say. Were you being a jerk to your wife?
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel is being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Garrett.
Well, yes.
Is that a, oh no, he's found me, I'm gonna cry, or, oh my gosh, you're so dreamy, look. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah! How the blazes? Did you work that out, man? It's right there. Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, How are you subject to such a violent slap? You pissed off your wife, that's why! I feel like if maybe he was like, you gotta put on the maid dress, woman! Or like, I don't wanna do it, or like insert really horrible threat. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. No! Did Mr. Scholz say that bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food. Yeah! Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. I mean, still, don't call her a thing! One so hard they left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? There are plenty of reasons. Like, some good, some bad, some really bad. Mostly bad. Unless one of them is... The only time the slap would be justified is if it was in self-defense. Or some other scenario that I can't think of because my brain is rotting. I'd love to know the answer to that question. Happy lurking! Also, what? Bookmark. Something. Mwah. There's a bookmark here. Mr. Garrett is clearly an avid reader. Wait a minute. What's it say? I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, meh. Look next to the signature here. Lip marks, made with lipstick. Passionate and romantic, but not the best time for that. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. That has to be it.
Take that!
Yes, it's this love note that's given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh, is she mad? Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Could Mary be the victim? I don't know, the bully woman! Okay, I'm wondering if Mary is the victim of the crime that Soseki Natsume is being accused of. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me! Wait. Oh right, his name is John. The note was like James. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say. That's right, that's what I've been saying!
Unlikely story.
Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book of that sec. Is it the same store Natsume was at? And that note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been...
Unlikely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at her name! It's written to J. My name is, in case you've forgotten, is John! That T is, like, infinite supply.
Unlikely story.
Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Okay, now I see where the lion... I can kind of see the lion thing working, because her little head thing, it could be like a mane. Arouse the suspicious of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, this ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Again, the carpet is burned. Also, from what I'm guessing, what happened here was, originally I was under the assumption that the slap was because maybe John did something very, very untoward, which warranted it. And then the letter showed up as like, oh, is he cheating on her? But then now it's, okay, the book came from a secondhand store. Before John could explain the situation, Joan got annoyed and slapped him. And maybe the force of the slap was so strong it sent him flying, that knocked over the candle and all those shelves. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh dearie me.
It's the candle! But surely Mrs. Garrett didn't... What?! No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is the result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholm's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garradeb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. Also, dang, if Joan is this strong, then... Sorry, just imagine, like, John Garrett doesn't need a wheelchair. Just have her carry him everywhere. She could probably lift him with a finger. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Guess I didn't notice that before. Why is that? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder? No. There we go.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Fire!
Indeed, they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Oh wait, that's not me. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the seat of a little marital altercation. Mrs. Garadev's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room aflame. Yes, For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion, nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So see, there's but one conclusion here. Bam! After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh, that's new. Oh! Mr. Sholmes, sir. Whoa! Oh god, his eyes! And... he's dead. Yes! Thank you, ma'am. It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Oh wait. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. Okay. The whole time I thought the screen was to hide the bookshelf, but if it was there to hide the carpet, then I guess I didn't see it earlier, so maybe it worked. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather close to the mark. And beast is most sad! Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Oh, is that why the windows are murky? I was caught between the old stick's Are you? Is old stick... Is that... I don't know, is old stick like an old-timey insult? The raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Oh, there's more. Over here, Mr. Garadeb? Well, you have nothing more to hide now. If you'll allow me... Whoa. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. She's right there! Like, she's right next to you, dude. You can just call her by name. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, backed up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books can coming tend to the She was throwing books at you? Fiery books at you? Worst of it all, I lost my favorite. Book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride. Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through. It might not actually be about a lion. It could be like a misleading title. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions... I did all the hard work! It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle. Stop talking about your wife like she's an object, or just like wife or old stick. She's right there. You can reference her by name. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think. Wait. Could that be why Soseki Natsume was running? Because of the fire? So at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. Someone is supposedly dead because of it. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment. And I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really? Okay, I have to admit, Joan, like their affairs are messy as hell, but I love that she's super powerful, but also but still like she's actually really, yeah. Like she's a cute maid. She's also super powerful. Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? What can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garadeb's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. Nanny? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories. Those relevant and those not. That makes no sense. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry. Visiting hours of the prison will soon be over. Are you coming with me? Is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves into bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeb.
Yes. I'm sorry. Also, did you... Joan, the whole dressing up as a maid and pretending to be one for your husband, was that your idea that you 100% consented to, or was that his idea? Like, either idea that you consented to, or his idea that you consented to, or his idea that he forced on you? Please don't tell me it's the third one. Thank you both very much for your time. Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm gonna have to give him an answer. Wait. Okay, so I guess this is if I want to talk to them some more. What a miserable sight. Oh dear. But at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much.
Well, John, whose fault is that?
Not mine, that's for sure.
Well, whoever may or may not be to blame, I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books to replace them, can't you?
New old books? Bally nonsense. It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but then these two are full of contradictions. That's couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Or so I've been led to believe. Okay. It's a cat back! No! There was a cat here and it left. I wanted you to come back. Wait. I thought I clicked on the prison. It's time, Mr. Naruto. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a cab. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on there in front of the Garadeb's house. What's going on? Ah! Who the fuck are you? What is that? What is this? What? What the fuck are you? Why the fuck are... Why do thee not, old man, fall to thy prayers? Is that a Sesame Street man? Or you call an old man, you rum-looking niminy-piminy? Who are these? Is this still Ace Attorney? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy. Is this a Shakespeare sketch mixed with Sesame Street? Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about? Excuse me. What? Who are you now? I'm sorry. It just looks like there might be some trouble here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see. A lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law. Che. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet. What's not up? Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? Go back to Shakespeare's theater. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, but are you a lodger here? Ah! Sorry, he just stares open mouthed like, in the Garadeb residence. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, also ought to rise. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garadeb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be him. Ah! Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words, ne'er could there be. Sorry, battle you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Epic Shakespeare rap battles. Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. So, you're friends? Or weird acquaintances? I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. Can I get your name? So, fair maiden, so good gentleman. I can't tarry here no longer. Fairly well. I never got his name. I didn't really understand him, but I think he returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With someone that weird and sort of outstandish looking in an Ace Attorney universe, I get the feeling he's either like a secret witness or the actual killer. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garadeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly waiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Here's hoping. Hey! Jonathan Joestar's dad! How's it going? I can't remember. Crap, I can't remember. Was his dad's name George Joestar? Use some hormone to get out! Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh no, think nothing of it! Wait. He's shaking so. Oh no, think nothing of it, relax! If I were a cat... Oh, wait, he's still talking. If I were a cat, I would pleasure the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing. Need punies. Oh, no, let's not get carried away. Hello? There's nothing more reassuring than familiar to one's native. Excuse me? On the other hand... Ah! It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact you might want to run. I think Sosuke wants to kill you. Such is my belief, at least. Oh, yes, yeah. The miserable, rotten spy! Hairlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se. Save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. He's still shaking. Gloomful room. At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that case, it is the superior option. It's prison! Anyway, I must commend you on your taste of books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. And you! How dare you! Hairlock Sholmes! Sorry, not sure if you could hear that, but something of a speed demon outside my window. Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No. He did bring up accursed and cursed before. My curse will be in tomorrow. My luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My own life is be damned! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. Do you have a cat? And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Curse is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, part of me is thinking if by cursed, it's like, if I ask him about a cat in his room and he says, I don't have a cat, that would explain it. Also, boom. We found this receipt in your room, Mr. Natsume. That's right, I went out to buy some new old books. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? And it was on your way back to your room that you saw the woman being stabbed? She's dead! I thought to myself, she's dead! My mind went completely blank. Alright, I was back in my room, traveling like a leaf. The bookworm hoping to worm his way out of a bad situation? Mr. Naruhodo, please do be careful not to think such disparaging thoughts. How could you possibly? This? Mr. Natsume, would you take a... Okay. Oh, the joy! The sheer joy of a gift! Complete kindness of kith and kin! Kith? Oh no. Sorry, I just wanted to show you. Easy. The complete cruelty of kith and kin! Oops. Okay, talk. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you just said about the trial tomorrow being cursed?
No, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That really agitated him.
You don't mean...
The trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean?
Please tell me. Summarize this succinctly in 16 salient words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, you got it. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. A very problematic someone. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGill did. What? I am impressed, Miss Susato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zieks killed the man himself? Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. You have such wonderful notions. Sorry? Who brought the Phantom of the Opera here? Did anyone ask you to play Von Zieks' theme? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. I don't know, dude. Like, there was Von Karma. Granted, he wasn't a mass murderer, but still. What? Why, of course he is. Of course he is? Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zieks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London's court of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good. Soseki sounds like he's gonna cry tears of joy. Time to make him cry tears of sadness. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. He's not wrong. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. It sadly is from time to time, my dear madame. It is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright. I'm pretty sure it's not, and it's Ryunosuke's job to fix it, or maybe that's what Kazuma's plan was, to come here and fix the system overall. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking.
Disappear?
Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the flames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no, 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 no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm dead! Dodo! Done for! Doomed! Okay, now what about your house? When you say accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room as Mr. Garadeb's house, right? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, and you've only been there for a week? What happened to your last place? But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time. Wait. The fact that his house, or his room, has all the windows were bricked up, like, as like a remnant of the, back when the window tax was a thing. Did he pick that room specifically so no one could see him through the window? Had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now. Yeah, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. Rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed!" Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it! But if not, don't mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. But it was true. It was... hold on. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that when I left hole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all? I'm noticing he's not mentioning the cat. So either I have to bring up the cat in conversation, or he really doesn't have a cat, and the cat that appeared there just snuck in to believe. Mr. Sholmes? Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Bordia, if you recall. The Bordia. Ah, that case. The one with the snake. Well, yes, there was a snake. At that time, I was the suspect. But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. Oh my god, are you telling me this dunce is the inspiration for the Naruhodo legacy? I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed found with the victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it! But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. Part of me is wondering if he's gonna go, like, why did you believe in me? I didn't! I just thought it was funny. I neither recall believing in you nor in that which you were telling me. Huh? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another in the final analysis is down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. The defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. He's getting all teary-eyed. You were so right, Kazuma. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? We're discussing restaurants while one person in this conversation is behind bars. Oh dear, there was never enough time, is there? Are we gonna ignore him? Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Hey, it's the theme song from the opening screen. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in. The defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove it to the court. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. With this dude getting first-degree burns. Mrs. Sato. Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learn to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him. To fight his corner. Tomorrow in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be continued.